Hi, you guys, and welcome back. Really quick update before I get started with that. I just want to thank everybody for the well wishes and prayers and all of that around my certification. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. For those of you that are new to my channel, welcome. And for those of you that have been with me, I appreciate it and thank you. So I'm going to get right to it because I have to explain this picture. And this was a divine sign sent to me this morning that I am being prompted to share with everyone. Just like with my previous messages, when I'm given a message, I have to get it out. I'm trying to keep the good energy that's associated with it going. It's a very driven energy. There's a lot of shifts happening. And it may not feel like it for some of you guys that things are moving, but they are. So let me get started with the picture. So this morning I come downstairs and I usually have my kitchen window shade up. And as you can see, I told you guys I'm into stones and whatnot. So I have a pile of stones there that I usually let my stones charge in the sunlight in my window sills, and I usually leave them there and cleanse them at the sink and put them back in the sunlight. But anyway, I have an old cat tree in my backyard that I'm intending to break down and throw away because I got another one for my cat. And so my son was asking me, and I have a 7-year-old son, and he wanted to play with a video game, and I said, okay, 1 second. When I told him 1 second, these 2 bluebirds landed on the cat tree. And, they kind of perched there and looked at me. And the one that's a tad bluer than the other one is the male. And they're telling me it's the male. I don't know anything about bluebirds, but that's what they're telling me. So, and before I get into what the message is with the birds, I did listen to a reader that I trust, and there is a lot of significance around right now the energy of movement. What they're saying is no more procrastination, no more moping, no more feeling down on yourself. I know there are a lot of changes going on. Some of you all, like I said, career, business, financial problems, family issues, a lot of shifts that for some of you all, and I'm hearing divine masculines, it may be something that you're not, it's like you're trying to control some of the outcomes of that. Trying to be very logical about what's going on in your life. And some of you all are getting it that, okay, I've turned in this direction so many times and it's failed me. And the divine team is trying to get you to look at it a different way. And finally, you guys are waking up to that. But as far as what they're saying with the moping and being down on yourself, and they're showing me the feminine, divine feminine collective. It's time for movement. It's time for movement. And it's an energetic thing. There's a lot of energy because of the shifting of the Earth's ascension and all these types of things that are going on. That plays a part too, as well as your twin going through some dynamic things. But mainly it's about you and what's going on in your life and taking charge of that. Some of you all are looking at the glass half empty instead of half full. Grateful. Being grateful about how far you've come. You should be really proud of yourselves of how far you've come. Like, we all have different stories. Like, if we all sat down and shared our testimonies about what we've been through, we would just, be in awe of how much, you never know how much people are going through in their journeys. And I'm just speaking on this life. They're having me say even past lives, like for some of you all that haven't had past life regression, You've been through some much worse, they're saying. So just know, you guys, that you're badass. Oh my gosh, like, to go through so much and learn so much in your soul, it's time to wake up to that and know your power and be empowered and find the strength in which your soul's journey's been through, and flip it. Don't turn it into woe is me energy. Don't do that. Like, we're all human. You're going to have those moments, but like I said, come out of it, flip it around and turn it into an energy of empowerment. I'm hearing inspiration. They're saying so many of you are an inspiration to others that you don't even realize it, just by some things you say to other people. And they're very drawn to that. So here's a message with the picture. Really quick. They told me, first of all, let me just say, the color blue and yellow is very significant for me. I've had dreams about that color, those colors. The reader that I trust has put out a message about us going into battle with our circumstances. There are things going on that we have to just persevere and push through it. And so those colors are significant to that. Well, if you look up the bluebird, they actually have the same, very similar or very close hue of blue and yellow to their I guess you call it plumage with a bird, their feathers. I don't know what I'm saying, but so they're trying to link me seeing the bluebirds to that collective message, and thus giving it out and putting it out there again. You know, everything is divinely led, and so they're having me move to put that out there. Now, the next message they want to say is that they told me the female took off first. So when I took the picture, I was trying to hurry up and get my phone I had it in my robe pocket, and my son was kind of hanging on me. Mommy, can I, and I'm like, hold on. And when I finally get my phone out, the female was taking off and the male was just about to. So the message they're trying to say is very significant to the collective, that you divine feminine, for many of you that haven't quite gotten to the movement of doing what you need to do, movement into your life, that stagnant energy, you got to push and persevere through it. I just heard the word alchemist. Whoever needs to hear that. A lot of you all have the power to transmute so much energy. You don't even need to see a healer. You don't. And don't forget to ask your divine team for help. They're there and ready to help you. If you don't ask them, they can't help. That's how it's divinely ordered. You have to ask. But when the female bird took off, they're telling me, once you divine feminine start having movement in your life, and you're like, you know what, no more. I'm not sitting around. I'm not going to dwell on wondering what my twin's doing. I'm not going to sit here and put up with this job that weighs me down and makes me, it's full of toxic people. I'm not going to put up with this, this friend that's very negative and gives me bad advice. Like, I don't know who that's for. Different things coming through. I'm not going to give into family that doesn't agree with my choices in life, and I'm moving towards God, but they're against it. No more. You are in charge of your choices. Yes, the divine is guiding you to a better way, to what you are destined to do, but you have to push through the other stuff. Like, you got to come into your knowing and just kick ass. So they're saying, as divine feminine come into doing that and start to take flight, the divine masculine will follow. Big message for twin flames. Energetically, that's what you got to do. You got to say no more, because the more you sit here and say, you're wondering what they're doing, you're checking in, you go to a reader, you're disappointed with your life, you're not pushing through and dissecting yourself and trying to figure out what your next moves are and praying and all those things that come with it. And yes, I know it's a lot, but you were chosen for a reason. Don't forget that. When you do that, your divine counterpart is going to energetically do the same. They're not going to accept their situations they're in no more. They're going to start moving towards what they're destined to do. And you all are going to come together. But they're telling me, the divine feminine, as the female's taking off, the divine masculine, he was just about to take flight. And, you know, that was a picture I snapped when the female bird took off. The divine masculine. It's so funny to have me say that with the bird. The male bird took off and followed her. And I want to say they kind of mate for life, maybe, or I don't know. I haven't even looked up what they, you know, how they do with mating. I want to say they do, like they're kind of monogamous when they breed or whatever. But yeah, so there's the message. I hope that resonated with you guys. I just had to get that out, and I'm not going to hold you any further. So have a great, awesome day. Get out there, enjoy. You know, if you're somewhere where you can enjoy the weather, get out there and enjoy it. Do something fun. You know, put a smile on your face, do your affirmations, and start making a list of things that you need to do. Okay? So I love you guys. Take care. Lots of blessings, love, and light.